What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about something that has been really like bothering me. So what's really been bothering me, because with these late night thoughts, I always have them, and just watching other like spiritual content when people just talk about like their life experiences, their pain and trauma, and their horrible horrible relationship experiences, and just the whole twin flame concept and what it is and what it's meant to teach you and all this bullshit. So I'm really disturbed on like the things I've experienced. Not just what the things I've experienced with people, but with this life. I feel like God has really kind of traumatized me in a way, because like I just been through so much, man. Like I've been through, and a lot of people, everyone in this planet, a lot of human beings, every single human being you see, they all go through some type of trauma, but some go through more than others, depending on their spirit and what they choose to experience. So like me, like I'm not like most people. Like I really have like a lot of anger towards the universe and God. Like this shit's not a joke. It gets to the point where like I have a lot of like sleepless nights, and I can't really think straight, or like, cuz throughout the day I'm going about life. I'm working my bullshit military army job full of dumbass people and bitchy ass women. Those one's a fucking power trip. So like as I'm going through my day, is like the back of my mind is like I just have a lot of hatred, man. Like I have a lot of anger and hatred towards God, man, towards the universe, because of what, and obviously of what the people, like my abusers, like my abusive family members, and just I've been through a lot of unfair situations. I've experienced a lot of soul ties and karmic cycles, and like to the point where like I couldn't get these people off my mind. I was feeling their energy 24/7. I was feeling a lot of sexual energy. I feel like there were times where like these karmic cycles, these connections, I was connected to these people. I genuinely feel like there were times where like I feel like they were fucking other people, and I was feeling this shit when it comes to like twin flame connections. So I don't know what's going on. So I don't know, man. It's just like it's a lot of traumatic shit. Just and me growing up, just things I've experienced. So like, unfortunately, a lot of people don't talk about this, but all this shit is kind of orchestrated by a higher power in the universe and God. That's what I realize, and that shit disturbs me, because it's like you don't have control over it. You can't really you can't prevent God or the universe, your soul, your higher self, or your spirit. You can't really prevent them from making you experience things that's not fair. A lot of injustices and like just horrible shit, man. So like there are times in myself, like there are times where like I just really want to, I have spazzed out before a lot of times, like with this twin flame connection, like I couldn't get this person off my mind, and I wasn't trying to think about this person, but this person was pop up in my mind while I was on leave in the military, and I have no family, I have no one to go back to. I have like I have no support. Like I do have friends, but I don't really fuck with them like that. I'm around non-like-minded people, and I don't have family like that. And like I cut off all my family members. I haven't talked to them in like 2 years. Um, so it's a lot of traumatic shit. So then, as I'm experiencing my twin flame connection during separation, that was the most traumatic shit, because I was going through the dark night of the soul yet again. So like all my like I had like a panic attack. No, not panic attack. I had a separation anxiety. I was crying the whole 2 weeks. I was grieving. My whole world just felt alone. Like I was going through another ego death, a spiritual awakening / dark night of the soul. It was bad. Like I was sick. My whole body was sore from working out. Like I was boxing. Like my hands were all fucked up from boxing for like it lasted for like a week. That's how hard I trained, but that's how weak the human body is. And I was sick, so I couldn't go out as much, so I could cope with all the traumatic shit I'm experiencing. So it was pretty bad. It was horrible. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I understand, like people have it harder, but it's just like it's all about gratitude. But it's just like how can you not get mad at God or the universe? You know what I'm saying? Because knowing that, or your soul or higher self, because knowing that they put you through all the abuse and traumatic shit. And I'm not like, unlike most people, I've watched a lot of spiritual content, and I study and I do my research on them. And and the things I came up with, that is a fact, is that all this shit we've experienced, it is pre-orchestrated, it's predestined, just so we could gain experiences, so we could experience what it's like to feel pain and suffering, and so we know what it's like to feel like winning and bliss. But I haven't experienced the blissful parts of it. Hopefully I'll experience it. Hopefully it is part of the human experience. But for the most part, I just experienced a lot of traumatic shit. And there are just times where like I just feel like giving up on life, man. Cause like what's the point of like you trying to live life and trying to do better, but it's like you're always at a constant state of healing. Cause it's like God will make you heal. Well, first God will make you go through horrible, painful situations, and then you heal and you overcome it. But then God will put you through more bullshit and more pain and more abuse. And then God expects you to heal from that. But what sucks that like as you're going through trauma and abuse that God forcefully made you go through, um, and since you're subjected to your human body, all that trauma and pain is gonna fuck up your nervous system and your body to the point where you can't manifest good things into your life. A lot of people experience this within the collective. That's the main problem within humans. So when that happens, and so these are why people can't manifest the abundant life for themselves, because of all the trauma and abuse they've endured, orchestrated by a higher power. So when that happens, they can't really live the type of life they want because they can't attract it. So that's what I'm also experiencing. And my tarot reader didn't. So my tarot reader pretty much says something like that because people are dumb, but it's hard to explain because all these like I watch all these spiritual channels and they all give me hints and clues on why my conclusion is facts. Because like they'll, for example, my tarot reader would say that what for she did a life purpose reading for me, and she said that my life purpose is to be seen, is to be understood, and to be abundant, and to be in the public eye. That's part of my life path. But she said what's blocking me from like gaining that abundance and that happy home life and a career success is that I have a lot of like trauma. So I have a lot of inner child wounds like abandonment, heartbreak, rejection, and stuff like that. But yeah, but like, and she said that as I was going through life. So it was like, yeah, no shit, because like God put me through these experiences. For example, like my family members. Yes, I cut them off. I haven't spoken to them in years, but like I had control over them being demonically possessed and them laying hands on me and being verbally disrespectful and just abusing me and shit like that, taking away my personal belongings, giving me a restraining order because that's how narcissists are and shit. And that same lady, my tarot reader, she also said I'm meant to break generational curses. And usually people who are meant to break generational curses, they go through heavy spiritual warfare. And she even said demonic entities, they don't like people who are trying to break generational curses. So what these demonic entities will do, they'll jump from body to body and they'll try to fuck with you, to traumatize you, to psychologically scar you. And my tarot reader, she even said that to me, that that's what these demonic beings do. And it makes sense because whenever it's a lot to explain, but it's a real thing. So So yeah, so at least for me, that what really sucks about the human experience, because it's like you're pretty much forced to go through experiences you rather not go through, but you have to go through it. I want to say you have to go through it, but it's more so for the sake of the human experience, because as souls and spirits, there's different realms and there's different realities, and people like to call it heaven, to where like you don't have to feel a lot of pain and suffering. And that, even again, the tarot reader, she said that all the pain you feel, or like, I mean, I meant like, she said on her YouTube channel, like, all the things that you feel like you lacked in this lifetime, you will actually get those things in the afterlife. And her video is like, what happens after you die, and stuff like that. So, and like, man, because like, I mentioned this in one of my videos too. Like, my biggest motivation and what keeps me sane and what prevents me from not giving up on life is knowing that there's an afterlife and that I don't have to come back here. Like, for me, that's a huge blessing, because it's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like I've been through too much. For you guys watching this, I haven't really explained everything I've been through, but keep in mind, like, as human beings, we're all different. So what may look easy or like able for you to overcome, it may not be the same as the other person, because you never know what kind of like karma or like karmic baggage or like just a lot of trauma they carry, or like, because certain people can only handle certain shit. But with me, I just feel like I just been through a lot, and like, it's just too much. It's, to me, it's just too traumatic, man. I don't think I'm gonna be fully healed in this lifetime. But honestly, I could really give a shit. I don't really give a shit about it, honestly, because as long as like I don't have to like forcefully come back here and reincarnate. I really hope reincarnation is not by force. I really do hope that as souls and spirits, that we do have the free will to not come back here. I really hope that to God. And that's the case, and honestly, that's the main thing that keeps me like happy, sane, and not giving up, and to like maintain, just to keep going regardless how much I want to give up. Because because despite like, regardless of my outcome, regardless of my experience, my situations, if I don't once I'm done with this human experience, I'm just I can't wait, man. I just can't wait to experience, like, like, life after this human experience. I ain't gotta deal with pain. I ain't gotta deal with like corrupt people. But yeah, man, cause like this should be too much, man. You got other like dumbass YouTubers. I'm not gonna mention her name, but like, I was watching half of her video and I just logged off her video. She talks about twin flames, and she mentioned that with twin flames is that like, if you, because part of the twin flame journey is to, because because this is not right, man. Because like, so what God or the universe, what they'll do when you are on a twin flame journey, unfortunately, people who are on these cycles, they go through a lot of trauma, pain, and these same people usually are meant to break generational curses. So God will forcefully put these people through a lot of pain and abuse. So as they grow up in life, it's like they struggle all their lives, and then once they meet their twin flame brings out all the trauma and baggage that they've experienced and that they've kept inside because it was too painful to heal from that, or they weren't even aware of what happened because of the trauma. And then when that happens, now they have a spiritual awakening, they have an ego death, and they do the healing work because that's how much love they have for their twin flame, or how much they want to reunite with them. But their twin flame is their soul, it is a mirror of that person. So basically, this journey is not meant to necessarily be with your twin flame. It's not a guarantee, but it's more so learning how to love yourself and to choose yourself, pretty much, and to connect back to source or God or love energy. Even though God and life itself made you experience those things, even though you didn't have to, but because you're in a human body, you're in a human experience, your spirit wants you to experience those things, unfortunately, just for the fuck of it. And then once you heal, and as you heal, it's a long process. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's a grueling process of like crying, grieving, feeling physical pain, feeling your twin flames energy, feeling all these, your chakra system's fucking up and overstimulating. You can't get this person off your mind. It's like this twin flame triggers your abandonment issues, your rejection wounds, just all this crazy ass shit. That's what the twin flame journey is, pretty much. And people go through this through like 5 years, 10 years, their whole lives. It stops once you reach that reunion phase, but that's what I mean by like if they go through now certain years. The twin flame journey, it never stops. It keeps on going. Even when you unite with your twin flame, if you two are together physically, the healing doesn't stop because you got to maintain that intense energy. So as you two are together, you two are still going to trigger each other. If not, it's even harder. This is why the roles usually switch and reverse. Like you hear the runner turn to the chaser, or the chaser turns to the runner. The push-pull energy, because these energies are too much, because they trigger the fuck out of each other because of what God made these two people go through. That's why. So that's the twin flame journey, and it's an ongoing evolution of evolving and growing and releasing trauma and triggering and grieving, pretty much. That's what it is, pretty much. I don't know where I was gonna go at, but yeah, but I don't know, man, because it's like what's the point? Like for me, like I be telling myself, like, what's the point of like living life or to continue to live life when like you just constantly have to go through pain, trauma, and torture and abandonment and neglect. Because me, I don't have no family members to go to, man. None of them. No friends I connect to. No one. I have a twin flame, but like we're just not meant to be together through circumstances. And I just, not only that, but this person's not even my type. I don't even want this person in my life, but it's like, I can't get this person off my mind, and I feel so connected. Like it's weird. Like I feel connected to that person because this person is my mirror. This person is part of my soul, but it's like how she acts and the things she does, and like and in her life situation, it's just I rather not want her in my life, but I'm forced to heal through her because we're twin flames, unfortunately, and it's orchestrated by either God, the universe, a higher self, or a soul. So it's like I'm forced to go through it, pretty much. So it is frustrating. Like life is really like fucked up, man. It really is. And I'm just honestly like I just can't wait till like my time is up. God knows when, and then I really don't have to deal with this shit, man. Like I'm just so out of it. I'm so out of it, man. Because it's a game. Because everything is a fucking game. Like obviously this world is ruled by pedophiles and Masonic bloodlines, and is also influenced by demonic entities, because these demonic entities, they do have certain access and certain free will to a certain extent to kind of like feed off of people's suffering. So this is weird. I don't know, man. Like life is very complex. There's a lot of things going on. I can break it down. I really can, but I just don't have the energy to. But man, it's gonna be awesome though, man. Because I could kind of like not taste it or feel it, but I can imagine it, man. Just imagine like just passing away from this human experience, and like I don't have to deal with like the trauma being in the human body, feeling a lot of loss and betrayal and abandonment and loneliness and isolation. And I understand it's not because of me, it's because of what God is wanting me to experience. Maybe because it's part of my life experiences to help people go through what I've experienced, or so God is kind of using me as a vessel. I don't know it's because of that, or just because my soul wants to experience these things. But once it's over, like I'm just happy. Like one day I don't have to experience those things. You know, I don't have to experience feeling like me, not feeling like I belong, because I don't feel like I belong, because like um I don't I don't like my family members. They're very evil. They're very like dumb, you know? And I never felt like I fit in with them, you know? Same thing with like most people in my life. Like I don't feel connected to them. And usually when I'm into these situations, I'm usually the only one that has the most to offer to people. But people, they fail to reciprocate that energy back towards me. It's not because they don't like me, but it's because I'm just a different person. Like I'm just different. I'm meant for different things. I have a different mindset. I've experienced different shit. So I'm just different. I am. Um y'all could call me egotistical. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm different. So I can't really like I can connect with people, but I don't usually feel connected to people, if that makes sense. This is why it's easy for me to like be well known, to be popular, to make friends, stuff like that. But at times I just don't have the energy to do that, because it's traumatic. It's traumatizing when like you're constantly around people, but you feel like you just don't feel connected to them. They may feel connected to you, but you don't feel connected to them, you know? So even like, her, I'm not gonna name her, but she even mentioned on one of her videos that like, I think it was on Patreon, like she mentioned that like while like she was suicidal and like she had thoughts of like committing suicide, she mentioned that like, and like she mentioned that like people were like trying to like empathize with her, they're trying to love her and stuff like that. And what she said was that like she's highly aware of her worth and what she brings to the table, and like how amazing she is. Like she's aware of that. Like she's not dumb. Like she's aware of how amazing she is. She said that. She said on the video she's aware of how great she is and how much she could bring to the table in people's lives and how important she is in this world. But that's not the reason why she wanted to commit suicide. The reason why she wanted to commit suicide and not be here on Earth is because she just feels like no one could reciprocate that energy back towards her. She feel like no one could really like relate to her or to like give her that same energy that she gives out. You know what I'm saying? She feels like she's living in the wrong timeline. And she said something like that, and when she mentioned that, it's like it makes so much sense, because that really, it was very deep. um and she's still alive, obviously, but like it was very deep because I understand where she's coming from, because it's like when people don't want to be here, it's not necessarily because we don't like ourselves or like we're selfish or anything like that. It's not really that. It's more so because people, I'm not saying everyone, but people who just kind of feel suicidal, is because they feel like they're in the wrong timeline. It's like they feel off place, they feel outcasted, they feel different. They just don't want to be here because they're in the wrong timeline. Because most people do the same shit, and the reason why people do the same shit is because they're traumatized. Because we live in a very evil society. We live in a very evil world that's ruled by, like I said before, by pedophiles, child traffickers, these Masonic bloodlines, and this realms is also heavily influenced by a lot of demonic entities. So it's like, yeah, so if you live in a world where like there's a lot of world corruption, there's a lot of wars and battles and violence and enslavement has been going on since human history. A lot of narcissism, spiritual sickness within the collective, and yeah, like people don't want to fucking be here. A lot of people are stressing about like their living situation, their finances, their resources, because the economy's getting worse. So it's like in America too, like America is supposed to be like one of the best places out there, but apparently it's going to shit. So it's like, because we're all slaves. Because it's like, why? How can we have to work so much just to gain so little? It's like, and I'm a thought to myself to this too, because that's probably one of the reasons why I might consider getting out in the military. Because it's like I feel like I'm putting in so much energy, I'm putting in so much work, but I'm getting little in return when it comes to like my pay, when it comes to like the things I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's awesome that the military gives me a place to stay, food, without me having to pay for it. Shelter, food, clothing, water. But I just feel like I'm meant for bigger, greater things. And it's not necessarily that, because as human beings, we're all meant for bigger, greater things, especially in this fucking timeline, in this shitty ass timeline. Like, we all meant to be abundant. Like, as human beings, like, we shouldn't have to work so long and so hard just for us to barely get by. And some people, they can't even afford homes, houses, apartments, even though they work full-time jobs, because this system, it does not play fair. Like, I've been told, in these high schools and these middle schools, they don't teach anyone useful information. That's one of the main fucking problems that needs to be addressed. I've been thought to myself that like by the time we're like 16, 15, even like 18, um at that age, we should, if we live in a non-corrupted society, yeah, around us being 15, 16, 18, we'll have our own houses, we'll have our own like our own resources, our own place to stay, our own shit. But since schools, they don't teach people how to build your own houses, how to like have your own land, have your own stuff. And not only that, but everything costs money, everything is restricted. We're not living a life, we live in a very restricted, corrupt society, to where like it separates a lot of people, it divides a lot of people. Um because and that's one of the main reasons why people act the way they do, not only because of social media, but because of how life is. Life isn't supposed to be like this. Life isn't supposed to be like in a very controlled, restricted environment, to where like people are forced to overwork and be underpaid and for them to drain their energy. Life isn't supposed to be like that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of advanced technology and advanced information that's out there, but it's been hidden from us. There has to be, because there's no one in hell, God, or the universe will create a realm where it's that fucking shitty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I won't be surprised, but that could be it. So I like me, like I would go more into detail, but I gotta get some rest. I got work at I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. because my work starts at 6:30 for PT. Right now it's probably like 2 or 3 a.m. So it was late night thoughts. So I just had to release some anger, some sadness. But well, life is scary, man. I'm people are dumb. People want to act all hard. People want to say, "Oh, I'm not scared of life. You got to get yourself back up." Nah, man. I'm very scared of life. Life is extremely traumatic to me. I've been through a lot of things to where, like, I feel like some people or most people haven't experienced, to where like I know, not necessarily life humbling you, but more so like life could really like can really be dark and scary. This realm is not a happy place. It's a very evil, sinister place for growth and evolution. Which it's not really growth and evolution. It's just experience, pretty much. It's experience. Don't listen to these spiritualists or these dumbass YouTubers who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, who say shit like, oh, you're part of this human experience. This is spiritually ascend. This is why you're going through obstacles and hardships and for you to overcome, so you can like grow and evolve, so your spirit can grow and evolve. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Yes, maybe your human body can grow and evolve if you complete a certain test, like a math test, or you get your driver's license. That's true according to the 3D. But when it comes to your soul and spirit, fuck no, man. After you die, supposedly your soul and spirit is all knowing and they're at a blissful state. So why the fuck do they gotta incarnate into a body to experience low vibrational shit? Just so they can heal and experience high vibrational shit, even though they came from that high vibrational shit. You see where I'm getting at? Like, don't listen to these spiritualists, because it makes no sense. It just doesn't. The part of the human experience is to experience. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I don't want to come back here, because it's like, all the shit we go through, all the trauma, all the blockages, all the restrictions, all the confusion, all the like pain and suffering and all this shit, we don't have to experience those things. So this is why one day if I pass away or die, I don't have to go through that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to, so, and I get to be at that blissful love state, reunited with my soul tribe in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Or like people that I feel close to, that's part of my soul tribe, that's probably out there in the afterlife waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't wait, man. Like, I really can't wait, because I don't know, man. Like, I really despise this realm, man. Like, I really hate this human experience. Like, a lot of things really upsets me. Like, it really does. Like it's so bad to where like I have sleepless nights over this. I really do. Like, I really do. Like, I just can't tolerate like just fuckery, man. I really can't. Like, I just can't. Maybe it's part of my life path and my life purpose to expose real corruption in a way, through public speaking, through like a TED talk, through a podcast. And well, because when I booked my my life purpose reading, tarot reading, not tarot reading, but my life purpose reading, she mentioned that I am meant to be seen and heard and be in a spotlight. So, you know what I'm saying? So that maybe, I don't know, man, because I think one of the keys to know your purpose in life is that what's ever constantly on your mind and thoughts. And with me, I'm not saying that's my main purpose, because we all have, we don't have just one purpose in life. We have multiple purposes in life. It's pretty much our interests and the things we feel drawn to. That's our purpose in life. The things, whatever it may be, whatever you feel the most drawn to and you enjoy the most, that's life purpose. So with me, it's like, in the back of my mind, like, I've always hated this realm. I hate this human experience. I hate this society. Especially the older I'm getting, like, I see so much bullshit and so much fuckery that really shouldn't be allowed or existed, but it's going on right now. So this society, this human experience, God, the universe, spirituality, just how life is and how it's orchestrated and what other people are going through, this shit rubs me off the wrong way, like, a lot. So I feel like, and you know what I'm saying, like, but I can't help it. It's like my heart is really telling me that I need to voice my opinion about what the fuck is going on that I'm fucking seeing through my own fucking eyes. You know, like, fuck, man. Like, this shit needs to be addressed, because, and not only that, but like, no one is really talking about it, like, as they shouldn't or need to be, because there are a lot of spiritualists, these spiritual YouTubers. I feel like they have a lot of information, but they tend to not share it, or like they don't want to share it out of fear of insecurity, or they just don't want to do that. I'm like, How the fuck is God or the universe? They give you so many gifts and talents and life experiences, but you don't have the balls to fucking help people or to push that information out there. You know what I'm saying? So this is one reason why I want to make videos like these, because it needs to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe one day if I die, at least if YouTube is still up, maybe the next generation could watch my YouTube videos, or at least have an awareness of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's been crazy. Life is crazy, man. Like it's a lot of bullshit going on, man. There's a lot of shit. Like this realm is very like everything is controlled. Like our life is really controlled. Yes, we have the free will to do certain things, but this is why we have astrology. This is why we have full moon cycles, Mercury retrogrades, these eclipses, our karmic cycles, the people we've meet, the people we can't get away, or situations we can't get away from. All this shit is pre-planned by a higher power just for us to experience this shit. So it's fucking crazy. And then you got fucking time speeding up. You got the days going by a lot fast. So that's another proof that like this reality, this human experience, it's constricted in a way. But that's all I gotta say. And fuck this reality, man. For real. Have a good one. Peace.